Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Shakopee Elementary PLC Student Data Tracker. As you can see here, what this is going to do is give you an opportunity to look at any assessments that you might give throughout the year and give them a score, but then also assign a color to coordinate with how well the students are doing on that given assessment. So let me give you a quick tour of what this looks like. Over here is where all the teacher names will be entered. The way that you get those teacher names there is by going over to the Master Lists tab, click on that, and then this is where you're going to type in all the teacher names from your PLC. Once you've done that, now you can go back over to your class data. This is where you're going to put the student name. You can put their full name there. Once you've typed all your teacher names into the master list, this drop down will give you the option of all of the teachers that you typed into that master list. So for each student, you'll be able to put in who their classroom teacher is. This is where their gender goes, ethnicity, EL, and if they're special education on an IEP or not. Then what you can do is you can go up here and you can title your assessment that you give to your grade level. For this one, I called it the math pretest, and then I put in some pretend data. If a student doesn't take it, you can leave it blank. What I also did was I said, okay, it's out of 9 points. And then here is where you can type in the minimum score to earn that color. So I'm saying that any student that gets an 8 out of 9 or a 9 out of 9 on this assessment is going to be purple. Any student who gets a 5, 6, or 7 is going to be green. Any kid with a 3 or 4 is going to be yellow. And then any kid with a 0, 1, or 2 on this assessment is going to show up as red on my assessment. You can adjust those numbers if you want to, though. You could say that this one's out of 20 and that a 18 or higher is going to be purple. And now you'll notice that that purple just turned green down there. And I'm going to say that 15 or higher is going to be green. Now you're seeing all those colors are changing. And that 10 or higher is going to be yellow. And anything below 10 is going to be a red. And so now all my colors turned red because I've changed the scale here. So if we go back to what we had, or at least close to what we had, there we go. And now they're color coded appropriately for this assessment. The nice thing is you can make and you can change it for each assessment depending upon how many it's out of and what you would consider to be a purple, a green, a yellow, or a red. The next thing to do with this is once you've entered all the scores, is now you can go to this score distribution tab and it will sort the students, or it will tell you how many students within the grade scored at each of those levels on that assessment. It will also tell you by teacher how many students scored at each of those levels on that assessment. And you can analyze it by gender, by ethnicity, and then for all of your EL students and for your special education students, how they scored on that assessment by level. That isn't always helpful because you might have a different number of students who turned it in. So this tab gives you the percentage of students who scored at each of those levels on that assessment. And again, the whole grade by teacher, by gender, by ethnicity, and then of your EL students and of your special education students, what percentage scored at each of those levels on that assessment. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or if the spreadsheet doesn't seem to be working right, you can always call your data and testing department. Thank you.